Fight fans, welcome back to Legends of Combat. Today, UFC undisputed middleweight king, the Last Stylebender Israel Adesanya, is back, defending his middleweight title versus up-and-coming challenger Sean Strickland. Both with brash, loud personalities, these two fighters have beef and history between them and have trash-talked each other in press conferences and online many times before, leading to a personal and bitter feud between them, making this fight all the more consequential.
I'll make fun of Stylebender's titty all day long.
He's like the little stepbrother I never wanted.
Oh man, I made the champion man with his frosted tips and his gay little watch.
If you win this fight, when we fight, I knock you out, I'm gonna do a TikTok dance over your grave.
Will Izzy be able to dominate another middleweight with his swift and smooth striking and defense?
Nobody could touch him.
Will Strickland be able to pressure and land sharp jabs and combinations as he's done to most other fighters in the division?
It's hard. It is a tough opponent.
Stay tuned as we preview this main event for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. Israel, the Last Stylebender, Adesanya. The Last Stylebender, Israel Adesanya, has had a magnificent run in the UFC and his combat career overall. His latest victory was unquestionably his biggest to date and, according to Joe Rogan, one of the biggest KO moments in UFC history.
That might be one of the greatest KOs I've ever seen in my life.
Well, he looked like his leg was hurt. He was fading.
Alex Pereira has been Izzy's nemesis since their days fighting in kickboxing, where he knocked him out once and won a controversial decision where Izzy almost knocked Pereira out. Their first fight in the UFC, Izzy tried to redeem his losses and get revenge, and again it seemed like he was about to pull off the victory when Alex Pereira knocked him out again late in the fifth and final round, and he became the UFC middleweight champion. This experience put Izzy in a dark place, but as all champions do, he channeled his inner self-belief and determination, put himself in a zone where he blocked out all distractions and noise, willing to do whatever it takes to finally climb the mountain and defeat his nemesis. Izzy had his most focused and determined training camp ever, and as we'll soon see, would redeem himself in one of the most epic ways in UFC history. At UFC 287 in Miami served as the epic destination for an epic fight. In the main event, Adesanya faced up against Alex Pereira, attempting to resolve a rivalry that had sparked flames in combat sports. And what a show that turned out to be. The anxiety reached a peak as the clock ticked down in round 2. A tremendous knockout resonated around the arena at 4 minutes and 21 seconds as Adesanya emerged as the winner. This battle marked the fourth encounter in combat sports for these two warriors, with the second chapter unfolding within the MMA cage. It was a rivalry that had hung heavy, a tale of dominance that Pereira had claimed with 3 prior victories, 2 in the realm of kickboxing, 1 by knockout, the other by decision, and a UFC title-earning TKO triumph over Adesanya back at UFC 281 in November. But this night would tell a different story. It was a leg kick symphony that echoed through the octagon from the opening bell. Adesanya, a master of technique, showed off his technical brilliance, while Pereira relied on his trademark force. The first round teetered on the brink of point-fighting mastery, a tight encounter that set the tone for what was to come. As the battle waged on, the second round unveiled newfound aggression in both fighters. Determined to make his mark, Pereira unleashed a fierce combination of knees and punches, pushing Adesanya against the cage. But in that tense moment, Adesanya's right hand found its mark, 2 powerful blows that left Pereira stunned, his consciousness hanging in the balance. And then the exclamation point, an earth-shaking hammer fist that spelled the end for Pereira. The celebration erupted in a storm of emotions. Adesanya towered over his longtime rival, an archer aiming for the stars, a cheeky nod to Pereira's trademark walkout actions. The UFC middleweight title was wrapped around Adesanya's waist again, a fitting symbol of his victory. It was a drama, a redemption, and the culmination of competition. The Kaseya Center bore witness to a night of glory, where the octagon transformed into a canvas for the love of combat, and Adesanya emerged as its crowned middleweight king. The remarkable warrior Israel Adesanya is a force to be reckoned with in mixed martial arts, kickboxing and boxing. Born on July 22, 1989, hailing proudly from Nigeria and New Zealand, Adesanya's journey through the combat sports realm is nothing short of legendary. At the age of 18, Izzy began his kickboxing amateur career. He abandoned his studies and began on a path defined by 32 amateur victories and 1 defeat. This groundwork culminated in his professional debut in China. The story continued at 21. He moved to Auckland, New Zealand, and found himself under the instruction of the legendary Eugene Behrman at City Kickboxing, which is considered one of the most elite gyms in the whole world, also featuring UFC featherweight champ and pound-for-pound king Alexander the Great Volkanovski, Kai Kara France, and Dan Hooker, among others. Fast forward to February 2018, and the UFC arena was graced by his presence. The stage was set at UFC 221, as Adesanya made his UFC debut against Rob Wilkinson. The outcome? It was a second-round TKO that will live on in the annals of fighting history. Kickboxing extraordinaire Adesanya boasts an astounding 16 KO wins, with 7 masterpieces bagged in the first round. The pinnacle of his achievements, the 2-time reigning UFC middleweight champion, a title that graces his legacy like an honorary crown. But his prowess isn't limited to the octagon. He made kickboxing history as a past challenger for the Glory Middleweight Championship. One of these first-round KOs came against Derek Brunson at UFC 230 on November 3, 2018. In a striking showcase of precision and power, Israel Adesanya secured a memorable knockout victory over Derek Brunson. Brunson, a wrestler, made no secret of his plan to take Adesanya down and smother him, but Izzy was well prepared. Adesanya's calculated approach and impeccable timing were on full display as he thwarted Brunson's advances with evasive movement and pinpoint strikes. Seizing a crucial opening, Adesanya unleashed a stunning knee that found its mark, sending Brunson crashing to the canvas. This victory not only highlighted Adesanya's mastery of distance control and counter-attacking, but also solidified his reputation as a force to be reckoned with in the middleweight division. The Last Stylebender first tasted UFC gold after an epic fight versus Kelvin Gastelum in 2019. In a battle that epitomized championship determination, Israel Adesanya clinched an extraordinary decision victory over Kelvin Gastelum to claim the interim middleweight title. Their 5-round war showcased Adesanya's remarkable versatility as he adeptly navigated striking exchanges and grappling challenges. Adesanya's dynamic striking arsenal kept Gastelum at bay, but it was his resilience in grappling exchanges that truly stood out. Despite Gastelum's takedowns and ground control, Adesanya displayed exceptional defensive skills, refusing to be dominated. The culmination of their relentless back-and-forth exchanges came in the final rounds, where Adesanya's calculated aggression and superior striking precision ultimately tipped the scales in his favor. This monumental victory marked a turning point in Adesanya's career, as he solidified his position as a true middleweight force and signaled his ascent to the championship throne. Israel Adesanya vs. Robert Whittaker. On October 2019 at UFC 243, a 30-year-old Israel Adesanya graced Robert Whittaker's home turf, the illustrious Marvel Stadium in Melbourne, Australia. The stage was set for a titanic showdown. Adesanya had unleashed a storm in the last seconds of the first round, sending shockwaves through the stadium as he downed the Australian superstar. The bell had intervened like a guardian angel, protecting Whittaker from what would have been a brutal end to the competition. As the bell rang to start the second round, the New Zealand-born Australian emerged determined to assert his authority exactly as he did from the start. However, Whittaker's aggressive advances had left him vulnerable to Adesanya's lightning-quick counters, honed to perfection. Adesanya, a puzzle of defense, displayed an unwavering shield in the second round, mirroring the impregnable fortress he'd showcased in the initial stanza. A symphony of accuracy had unfolded with 3.5 minutes ticking away. A thunderous right hand had found its mark on Whittaker's jaw, setting the stage for the climax, a left hook signaling the beginning of the end. The combination had resonated, sending Whittaker falling to the canvas, his journey completing right there. The crowd's cheers had merged with the crash of combat, and a new age had begun when the dust settled. And in the end, the Last Stylebender was the last one standing. Adesanya emerged victorious as he clutched the UFC middleweight title. According to UFC, Adesanya, a blazing offensive force, had crafted 40 significant strikes ingrained across the canvas of their clash at UFC 243. The masterful blows had found their targets, 27 to Whittaker's head, 6 to his body, and 7 to his leg. His opponent, Whittaker, responded with 32 big strikes. His efforts focused, 20 to Adesanya's head, 3 to his body, and 9 to his leg. Neither fighter had sought refuge in the world of takedowns, but the canvas had witnessed an incredible flurry of strikes that fighting fans would remember for ages. Adesanya stands tall at the number 5 spot in the UFC men's pound-for-pound rankings, a testament to his exceptional skill and fierce spirit. As the journey of this warrior continues, the world watches in awe. Fighting style. A seamless fusion of styles. Adesanya's striking prowess stems from his ability to combine boxing and kickboxing tactics. His striking game is a deadly blend that makes him unique, culminating years of training in both disciplines. Strategic display. Adesanya's fights unfold like a canvas of his boxing skills. He orchestrates the tempo of the brawl by employing footwork, head movement, and precise punching. His versatility shines whether fighting at range or in close quarters, with his slip and counter proficiency making him a formidable adversary. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Adesanya earned a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the guidance of MMA coach Andre Pederneiras. This grappling foundation complements his striking, making him a multifaceted competitor. Ground domination. His BJJ skills translate well into MMA. He uses his grappling to control opponents on the mat and win submissions. Aside from BJJ, Adesanya works on his wrestling and grappling skills to round out his arsenal. Mind over matter. Adesanya's mental preparation is a key component of his success. His self-assurance and psychological methods offer him a mental advantage, and he frequently gets under opponents' skin to gain a cage advantage. Psychological warfare. Adesanya is skilled at pre-fight trash-talking and disarming opponents with wit and precision. He uses social media as a battleground, taunting and provoking opponents before the fight. Visualizing victory. Visualization is Adesanya's pre-fight ritual, where he envisions his wins and maps his game plan. This practice bolsters his focus and determination. Calm amid chaos. Meditation and mindfulness strengthen his mental fortitude. These skills enable him to maintain his calm under stress, a valuable advantage in warfare. Sean the Tarzan Strickland. On the other side, we have a true mixed martial artist, Sean Strickland, who graces the octagon with his presence in the Ultimate Fighting Championship middleweight division. This American fighter, born on February 27, 1991, has engraved his mark in the combat history. True professional since 2008, Strickland's path was ignited by ambition.
Dude, that guy is a character. He spars heavyweights. He just loves to fight. He spars fight week.
Crowned the former king of the cage middleweight champion, he's a testament to the relentless pursuit of excellence within the cage. And as of August 1st, 2023, he sits proudly at number 5 in the fiercely competitive UFC middleweight rankings. Growing up in Corona, California, Strickland's upbringing was one of adversity. In the crucible of a household plagued by physical and mental abuse, he found solace and purpose in mixed martial arts.
The rough childhood thing, everybody has a rough childhood. I was so angry and I had a lot of influences in my life. My dad all drunk, telling my mom, I'm gonna cut you up, little pieces, bury you in the backyard in a bottle of acid.
Fueled by the trials he faced, Strickland's determination was unyielding. Unsurprisingly, the classroom held no appeal for him, leading to his untimely exit from every school he entered.
I got kicked out of school for hate crime. I was so angry and I had a lot of influences in my life. I would walk down the street, just with a knife or a rock, hoping to kill somebody.
A phoenix rising from the ashes, Strickland began his MMA journey at the young age of 14. Fast forward to the UFC, where Strickland debuted on March 15, 2014, against the fearsome Bubba McDaniel. The echoes of success rang out as he earned a first-round submission.
Finish it! Then it's all over! Beautiful Sean Strickland!
Launching him into the upper ranks of mixed martial arts. In his arsenal were 11 KO victories, 8 of which were delivered with lightning speed in the first round. Strickland has appeared in the UFC arena an amazing 19 times as of this writing, leaving a legacy of 14 wins and 5 losses. Among his triumphs, 4 stand out for their knockout brilliance, 1 for their submission artistry, and 2 for their tenacity in the face of KO defeats. Strickland vs. Nordine Talib. As the cage's doors locked, Sean Strickland stepped in, driven to make a lasting impression in October 2018. With 2 losses in his last 3 outings, he hungered for redemption. But standing across from him was Nordine Talib, a fighter eager to rekindle his path after a recent setback. Looking back a little further, you'll notice that Strickland had a 5-1 record in the UFC before this match. Top 10 powerhouse Santiago Ponzinibbio caused that 1 loss on his record. On the other hand, Talib had been assembling successes as proof of his prowess. He was on a 2-fight winning run and 3 out of 4, including a devastating knockout of Eric Silva. But fate, which can be cruel at times, gave Claudio Silva a fast blow in the form of a loss. Strickland pushed forward as the first round progressed, putting Talib on the defensive. But don't be fooled. Talib demonstrated his toughness by launching a flurry of accurate attacks, leg kicks and straight punches that kept Strickland honest. The strain was evident, but Talib's precision with his account did the job. Or so he thought. Strickland knew changes were in order when the bell rang for the second round. He adjusted his range and unleashed an explosion of blows. The tide shifted, and Talib soon found himself rattled, hanging on the brink of failure.
Look at that! That drops Talib!
Talib regained his footing like a phoenix rising, but Strickland was unrelenting. A second blow came, and this time there was no escape. Heavy shots poured down on the crowd, a showcase of strength that marked his return. And the story was changed in that moment. Sean Strickland was back on the winning side. Talib protested the stoppage, a fighter's pride unwilling to concede. But that impartial judge's replay revealed a powerful right hand reverberating through Talib's being, bouncing his head off the canvas. The truth was evident, and the stoppage was justified. Strickland vs. Nassourdine Imavov. The stage was set at the UFC Apex for an exhilarating light heavyweight showdown as UFC Fight Night 217's main event came to life. In the spotlight, we witnessed the emergence of Imavov, stepping into the realm of main events for the first time in his UFC career. Yet across the cage stood Strickland, a force to be reckoned with, showcasing that he was indeed a puzzle too complex to solve over 25 intense minutes. Strickland used his signature strategy in the first round, marching forward and appealing to Imavov to engage in a symphony of punches. The first half of the round was characterized by a ballet of rapid blows between both opponents. Strickland, a master of flexibility, added low kicks to his arsenal, diversifying his attack. He drew Imavov's attention with a massive right hand, prompting him to increase forward pressure in search of another elusive huge haymaker. Strickland's strategy remained unwavering as the battle progressed through the rounds, mirroring his typical performance, an unyielding march forward punctuated by a snappy jab. A new dimension emerged as he sprinkled in a dash of kicks and takedowns. Yet the core of his approach remained steadfast, the relentless onslaught of boxing prowess. For Imavov, the journey was a test of patience and frustration. Moments of sloppy takedowns punctuated his attempts, struggling to stave off Strickland's relentless combinations. Despite the storm, Imavov showed glimpses of brilliance, his strikes falling with pinpoint accuracy. Nonetheless, Strickland's experience and superior cardio shone through as the bout neared its conclusion. The story was narrated as the scorecards were revealed: 49-46, 49-46, 48-47, favoring the virtuoso that was Strickland. Masterful striking. Strickland's reputation is built on his striking ability as a boxer and a kickboxer. His technique mirrors a symphony of precision, a testament to his background in these disciplines. Each hit showcases his powerful punches, clean combinations, and footwork that marks his octagonal dominance. Unyielding pressure. The arena bears witness to Strickland's trademark, a never-ending onslaught of pressure and strikes. As he surges forward, unrelentingly barraging opponents with an unending attack, the battlefield becomes his domain. This barrage can turn the tide of combat, leaving opponents staggering. Versatility. Strickland has a versatile arsenal in addition to his striking sense. His skill in takedown defense, grappling, and submission maneuvers shocks opponents. This well-rounded skill set allows him to adapt to the cage's different environments. The heart of a warrior. Strickland epitomizes the warrior spirit, powerful, unrelenting, and unstoppable. He enters the arena with a ferocity that shines through every encounter. His battles are a monument to his determination, embracing risks and participating in violent battles. This sight warms spectators' hearts, but who will win? Renowned for his striking mastery, Adesanya blends boxing with kickboxing power. His precise techniques and versatile footwork create a mesmerizing dance of strikes.
Adesanya is way smarter, way faster. Adesanya is way too smart for him. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power. He beats you with volume. I think Adesanya is going to light him up.
A force of relentless pressure, Strickland's high-volume approach overwhelms opponents. His barrage of strikes and unyielding aggression keeps foes on their toes.
He's a wild man. It's hard. It is the tough opponent, too. He's getting into a real hard fight.
Adesanya's approach is determined by technical accuracy. His precise attacks and well-placed combinations demonstrate a deftness learned via multiple martial arts disciplines. Strickland's volume-based strategy contrasts, flooding the octagon with punches. His aggressive style aims to capitalize on opponents' defensive lapses, footwork, and pressure. Israel Adesanya's recorded height is 193 centimeters, 6'3.98 inches, and has a reach of 203 centimeters, 6 feet 7.92 inches. With precise footwork, Adesanya controls distance, dictating the fight's pace. His ability to maintain the optimal range and angles often frustrates opponents. Strickland's pressure disrupts opponents' rhythm, pushing them against the cage or into uncomfortable positions. His forward movement dominates the cage's geography. Mind games and mental warfare, from pre-fight banter to social media taunts, Adesanya's psychological tactics aim to get inside opponents' heads. His conscience and mental fortitude are vital assets. Strickland's authentic and straightforward demeanor resonates with fans. His tenacity and willingness to engage in exchanges showcase his fighting spirit. Defensive brilliance. Adesanya's defensive abilities, known for his slip and counter prowess, awareness set up lethal counters. His ability to escape strikes and quickly return one of his own is a defining feature of his game. Strickland's constant pressure frequently limits opponents' offensive options. His relentless march and attacks force opponents to deal with his relentless onslaught. The stage is set for an exciting battle as these two powerful warriors are ready to cross paths at the main event of UFC 293 on September 9th at Kudos Bank Arena, Sydney, Australia. Strickland's uncompromising ferocity and relentless pressure meet Adesanya's startling brilliance and measuredness. Each fighter has a distinct arsenal, resulting in a clash of styles that guarantees an enthralling show of skill, heart, and strategy in the octagon. That's a wrap for today. Are you Team Adesanya or Team Strickland? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to keep updated on our new releases. Thanks for watching. See you soon.